Hey, what's up everybody? It's Charles and I welcome you guys to another episode of the Dreamerspro Show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and where we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. Before the season started, one of the teams that I felt was going to be very, very good this season was the Golden State Warriors, because I saw how well they played last year with just Stephen Curry. If you remember, prior to that, Stephen Curry was injured, right? He was not available. But once he came back and I saw how good he looked with the team, I saw how they were able to really, scare a lot of teams in the NBA last season, and just how well coached they were. I had a feeling coming into this season that they were going to be very, very good. Remember, the Golden State Warriors have a pedigree of winning, and they have very, very experienced players on their roster. You think of Stephen Curry, you think of Draymond Green, you think of their head coach and Steve Kerr. They just brought back Andre Iguodala, who was part of their championship team and was actually the first Warrior in this Golden State Warrior era to win the Finals MVP. The only thing I felt, however, that was holding this team back was injuries. As I just mentioned, Stephen Curry was injured at one point, but the other player, the other key ingredient to this team that's been injured is Klay Thompson. Now, Klay Thompson, in my opinion, is easily one of the best two-way players in all of basketball. Easily. He is certainly a top 5 two-guard in the NBA. If we're talking about somebody that can just flat out shoot the ball, that is a magician at moving without the ball, given the type of offense that they run, and really you're playing against a team where you have two players that are constantly on the move, and Stephen Curry and Klay Thompson. This is one of the reasons they're very, very hard to guard, but a guy that can also defend at a high level and is very, very, very smart. Klay Thompson, when Klay Thompson and Stephen Curry are healthy, listen, I think they're the most lethal backcourt, certainly in the NBA, and probably one of the most lethal backcourts in the history of basketball. And they are the best shooting backcourt. That's not even up for debate if we're talking about the history of the NBA. And I said going into this season, I predicted that we're going to see a Western Conference Finals matchup between the Clippers and the Warriors. However, there's another person out there who's been very, very big on the Warriors, which is Stephen A. Smith, right? Stephen A. Smith has been on the Warriors train. And to be fair, he's always been big on the Warriors. I remember when they were playing against the Clippers. Not the Clippers, the Toronto Raptors a number of years ago. He picked them to go into that series to win it all, right? So Stephen A. Smith has been really, trumpeting, cheerleading for the Warriors. And recently he made some bold comments about the Golden State Warriors. So before we go too far, what we want to do is we want to play some of his comments that he made about the Golden State Warriors, and then we're going to come back and give you guys our closing thoughts. So before we go too far, take a listen to some of the things that Stephen A. Smith had to say about the Warriors here.
Well, it depends on what your definition of fix is. Can he fix them so they'll be in the playoffs? Sure. Can he fix them so they'll be in the conference finals? Sure. Coming out of the West, ain't happening. The Golden State Warriors are going to the finals. I don't give a damn what anybody says. If they're healthy and Klay Thompson comes back, they're going to the finals. They're going to the finals because they have the greatest shooter God ever created in Steph Curry. They have one of the top 5 shooters of all time coming back in Klay Thompson. Even Draymond Green has improved his three-point shot. It's like 36%. All of a sudden, he started hitting some threes. This kid, Kuminga, have you seen him? Wiseman's coming back. Have you seen Jordan Poole, Damon Lee, Gary Payton II? I'm sorry. I just can't see anybody out west beating this team. I don't see it. And I want to go so far as to say this. Now, obviously, things could change because you could go out there, if you Pelinka, you could acquire different. You could acquire somebody different. I'm saying that's presently constructed with Anthony Davis, Russell Westbrook, completely healthy. LeBron completely healthy. Anthony Davis completely healthy. Russell Westbrook completely healthy. Still ain't beat the Warriors. And I believe this is the last championship LeBron James is going to win.
Now, after listening to Stephen A. Smith's comments, I have to say that I wholeheartedly agree with him. I think he is right on the money. I think the Golden State Warriors are a very scary team, and they're only going to get better as the season progresses. You have to remember the Golden State Warriors currently have the best record in the NBA, right? They have the best record in the NBA, and they're doing this without Klay Thompson. Right now, if we're just looking at Stephen Curry's numbers, he has been unguardable. He's averaging 28.7 points per game, virtually 29 points per game, shooting 45% from the field, 41% from the three, 96% from the free throw line, getting you 6.3 rebounds, 6.6 assists, 1.7 steals, and almost 1 block per game. that's Stephen Curry. But it just doesn't stop. He's the head of the he's the head of the snake, but it just doesn't stop with him. They are actually a very, very good basketball team. Let me give you some of the numbers on this team after doing a little bit of research. Apart from the fact that they were constructed, the GM and the ownership group or whatever it is, they did a fantastic job putting this team together. Currently, as we speak, the Golden State Warriors are the number one ranked defense in the NBA. They're number one. They are also the number one offense in the NBA, scoring 115.2 points per game. I want you guys to quickly think about that for a second. Not only are they the most lethal offense in the NBA, they're also the best defense, which means they are beating teams decisively. They are putting a beat down on the league right now, but it doesn't stop there. They're also the number one rebounding team in the league right now. And they're also the number one team in the NBA in assists. And they're also the number one team in field goal shooting percentage. What else do you need to see? If we're not talking about the Golden State Warriors, we're not talking about basketball. Let's just be honest. If we're talking about teams, they're going to be coming out the West. They're in a league right now they're by themselves. As it currently stands, there's nobody in the Western Conference that's going to give them a shot. Apart from when Kawhi Leonard gets back, I think that's it. I don't think there's anybody else in the Western Conference who can give them a run for their money. You guys know what I feel about the Lakers. I just think that they're poorly constructed. Now, I think the Lakers can definitely make some noise if they trade Russell Westbrook. I want to say that again. If they trade Russell Westbrook, let me say it one more time. They need to trade Russell Westbrook. Russell Westbrook must be traded. I have seen enough. I know it's not going to work. They need to trade him. If the Lakers feel that they're going to win a championship somehow with him on the roster, they're not going anywhere, just wasting their time. They're not going to win Russell Westbrook. You can't win with that guy. So as it currently stands, unless they make that move, then I think it's going to be the Lakers, Clippers, and the Golden State Warriors. I think those are going to be the three teams most likely to come out of the Western Conference. But since the Lakers seem like they're going to be, they're saying we want Westbrook to be Westbrook, then if they're going to be saying that nonsense, then they can. I'm not supporting the Lakers. But in my opinion, I think they're legitimate, and I think Stephen A. Smith, although his comments are bold, I think if you go through the numbers and you go through the data that I've just trotted out for you, I think you'd see that he has a lot of he is justified in his convictions in the Golden State Warriors. And I think, listen, they're going to be a legitimate threat out there. And you better, the league better watch out, because if you're not careful, as he said, they may win this entire thing. Now, if Kyrie Irving comes back, that's a different story. But anyway, that's what I think. So what I want to know from you guys is, what do you think about some of the comments that Stephen A. Smith made? What do you think about some of the arguments that I was able to put forth for you? Whatever you guys think, please leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section below. Again, if you enjoyed the video, be sure to make sure you go ahead and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. And also, we want to thank you guys for helping us crack 40,000 subscribers. I really appreciate that. Thank you guys for being a part of this journey. And we sincerely appreciate that. So thank you so much. We catch you guys on the next episode.